Of yours across Africa and the rest of the world, this is NC Continental Prime. I'm Sulaiman Aledeh. We'll begin in the Horn of Africa, where the leaders of Somalia and neighbouring countries have vowed at a summit to make the final push against Al-Shabaab as a wide-ranging offensive against the militants gathers pace. Kenya's William Ruto, Djibouti's Ismail Omar Guelleh, and Ethiopian Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed attended the summit hosted by Somalia's President Hassan Sheikh Mohamud in the capital, Mogadishu. They discussed a coordinated military offensive against the Al-Qaeda-linked group, which has been waging an insurgency in the Horn of Africa nation for more than 15 years. The leaders pledged to destroy the terrorists in their strongholds across the south and central Somalia in a robust operational campaign involving the four countries. Omar Faruk, a journalist, joins me to unpack these latest development. Omar, thanks. Now, after taking office in May last year, Mohamud declared an all-out war on the Al-Shabaab fighters while rallying Somalis to help flush them out. Now, how would you describe this summit? Perhaps as an affirmative action to his all-out war declaration or something else?
Thank you. Somalia's government is currently running what has been described as the most significant offensive against the Al-Shabaab extremist group in more than a decade. And the summit agreed to make a final push for joint operations in the areas that remain under a terrorist group. And this, in a joint communique issued by the meeting in Somalia's capital, the four heads of the state said the operation would prevent any future infiltrating elements into the wider region. And since this war started, and Somalia's president said at the meeting, we affirm our resolve to rid our region of terrorism permanently. And the regional leaders have decided to establish a joint operations mechanism that will coordinate the drive to defeat Al-Shabaab. Since this war started, the government troops with the local militia forces captured more than 100 settlements or areas in Hiran and Galmudug regions.
Omar, let's go back to the summit proper. We understand, among other things discussed at the summit, will be a possibility of a coordinated military offensive against the Al-Qaeda-linked group. Now, and there are also possibilities of this working out for the four nations. Now, speak to us on more on this.
Yeah, the summit agrees to make the final push for the joint operations in the areas that remain under Al-Shabaab terrorists to completely liberate the whole of Somalia from Al-Shabaab, to facilitate the drawdown of armed troops and the gradual handover of security responsibilities. They also talked about how these countries, which are Ethiopia, Djibouti, and Kenya, who have some presence in Somalia, who are their troops in the AMISOM, to support the federal government of Somalia in degrading or eliminating Al-Shabaab terrorists from whole the region and not to allow to cross their borders. That is, the kind of the conference issued. The leaders of the Somalia, Djibouti, and Ethiopia and Kenya have agreed on a joint search and destroy military campaign against the Somalia Al-Shabaab Islamic militant group that has carried out attacks in the region, including even today while they were meeting in Mogadishu, they fired mortar shells near the meeting venue in Mogadishu before officials gathered Wednesday. In a joint communique issued after the meeting in Somalia's capital, the four heads of the state said the operation would prevent any future infiltrating elements into the wider region. And Somalia's government is now currently running what has been described as the most significant offensive against the Al-Shabaab. And since they have been liberated the two regions in Hirshabelle and Galmudug, while they have some few pockets remaining, but now since Ethiopia and Kenya have borders in the southern Somalia, and their troops have some presence in southwest state and Jubaland.
Well, I'm afraid
So
that's all we have time for, Omar Faruk. Many thanks for speaking with us.